So, what did your editor say?
Oh, editors. Isa, you shouldn't do it. Isa, it's too risky. Isa, the man's a lunatic. He'll have you killed in an instant, you know.
I see. Well, in any case, we can go over some things here.
Yeah.
What are you going to do if he becomes hostile?
I'll go to the bathroom and grab the gun Clemenza planted for me.
Would you take this seriously?
I am taking this seriously. Look, I'm not gonna fuck this up.
You have a chance to put this fiend on trial. You were the first person in the entire world to interview the president of Mesa Atlanta.
In an untelevised, unsupervised, unmonitored interview in his presidential palace.
You're nervous. Do you think that they know that you don't work for communique anymore?
No, it's not that. It's just that
Your hands are sweaty.
these questions.
What about them?
The girl from Haron?
You interviewed her. You and I both met her. Do you doubt her?
I don't doubt her. It's just that I can't exactly go into the presidential palace and question him about the existence of an underground prison where he keeps sex slaves.
Okay, then what are you going to ask him about Mesa Atlanta's exports, their climate, their rich culture?
No.
Okay, well, if you want to ask him real questions, ask him these.
Asking these types of questions is exactly what got me fired from the last place. Asking them here could get me killed.
This girl risked a lot to get you this information. She's been through hell. She's been beaten, raped, and now she's being hunted down like an animal. God knows how many other women this has happened to. We owe her this.
It's not you asking these questions. It's not you.
I have tried. Ever since the Loza administration showed up, I have done everything I can to talk to anybody in there. Fellow journalists have been arrested, tortured, and even killed. And you know what? They would do it all over again if they could ask me these questions. You want to know why?
Why?
Because fuck that guy.
I'm already asking him about all the other shit he's done. I can prove the LHA soldiers at the voting booths. I can prove the dead protesters in Palma Verde. Even those I feel are too close to the fire, but this? I can't prove the existence of an underground prison.
Just put it out there that someone is making these accusations. Listen, Isa, your eyes so rally. There's no such thing as dancing too close to the fire for you.
Let's see. Look, I really gotta get going. Please, make sure everything's packed up so we can get the hell out of Mesa Atlanta when I come back.
Fine. And try to come back in one piece, okay?
Fuck you. The heat, sorry.
Understand. Is everything all right?
Yes, I knew prior to coming in here that you were very young, but this is a little jarring to me, such a young head of state.
I'm actually 84 years old. I drink the blood of my vanquished enemies.
Yes.
A joke.
Yeah.
Although if you ask members of the FEDU, they tell you otherwise.
Oh, yes, I saw them as I drove in here today.
Please, when you wish to begin, Miss Wally.
I wanted to start by asking you a few questions about your past. You were born in the United States, correct?
Correct.
It was just you and your father, correct?
Correct.
Why did you and your father decide to emigrate to Mesa Atlanta?
My father got to the point in his life where he missed the old country and all of his other family members. He missed the beauty and peace of it. He felt America was too chaotic, so he decided to return to his home country in December of 1989, I believe.
And the war began in March of 1990.
Yes, the war started 4 months after our arrival.
What did your father do during the war?
My father was a physician in America, and he carried that experience into helping wounded rebels during the war. When I was 12, my father was shot when the local government forces found out he was helping the rebels.
What happened to you afterward?
I joined the movement towards liberation.
I've spoken with many locals who remember the war. They all spoke of this group called Los Hermanos de la Serpiente. You're familiar with this group, correct?
I am.
Many of them claim you were their leader during the Civil War.
Who claims this?
You know, your opposition, your constituents, the members of the press, former members of your administration, basically everyone.
Los
who
Hermanos is not a single group of individuals. During the war, there were several smaller factions that were created. Los Hermanos is always more of a mythical group.
I've been up and down this country and spoken with many different people, all of whom have given me the exact same description. Dark brown pants, with a sleeveless shirt, and that serpent on the right shoulder. That exact description. What color uniform did you and your men wear?
Our standard uniform was black and red.
So, you don't believe that this group exists?
I'm sure there are kids running around calling themselves that. They're never anything real. They're just the name boys used. A tale a mom would tell her kids to get them to go to sleep.
I see. Mr. President, leaders of the opposition believe that the election wasn't as clear-cut as your administration would set it out to be. They've thrown allegations of ballot stuffing, intimidation. One voting place was shut down only 2 hours after the election began. What do you have to say to this?
I expect nothing less from the opposition. They ran a dirty campaign and it didn't work for them. Of course they're bitter.
These allegations are coming from many different people in many different districts. I spoke with one poll watcher who said to me, 4 men dressed in dark brown pants and shirts with large weapons were waiting for us. They began telling the people what machines they could and could not use. They began to beat anyone who questioned them. I've received many reports from others who voted that day, all of them like this. These are ordinary citizens. Now, to outright deny the existence of these men after pictures of them have been taken, it seems just a little obtuse. I mean, here, I can show you.
That's all right. I was never the leader of or a part of any group calling themselves Los Hermanos, if that's what you're implying. If this group is real, which I doubt, and if they're still around, they act on their own accord.
I just find it a little odd that these men were posted in areas that were strongly in favor of your opposition. I mean, does your administration have a response to the claims that voters were coerced at the polls?
If there were incidents of voter intimidation, I can assure that my people had nothing to do with it. The people of Ninatlanta know me. Those who question me can look at my records from the army. I fought and bled for this country. I dare them to come to me and tell me that it is not my country. Now, if we could please move on from this subject.
Can we talk about the incident in Palma Verde?
What about it?
A group of some 100 people were protesting the murder of Xavier Gordo, a member of the FEDU. What exactly went wrong?
The FEDU simply does not know how to control their people. I see nothing else to it.
Be serious here, Mr. President. This is a peaceful protest that ended in the murder of 38 individuals. A report from one of your local news stations claims that the protesters had no weapons.
That's not true. Some had firearms and others came prepared with blunt objects. Who's your source who claimed that they were there with no harmful intention?
I'm not going to name my source.
Their intentions were clear from the moment they entered the plaza.
So you really think the army acted accordingly?
Yes, I do. I think the army did all they could do at the moment. Was it tragic? Yes. Could it have been avoided? Yes. I just hope that the FEDU would take control of their people next time they want to display outrage. Next question.
I wanted to ask about some images that recently surfaced. One video shows a group of armed men dressed in your military standard uniform entering a broadcasting station and arresting staffers. Many people took video of this. They arrested 9 people in total, 4 writers, 2 producers, 2 cameramen, 1 anchor. 2 nights before, they produced a show in which they accused your soldiers of shooting first in the Palma Verde massacre.
The army does not make arrests, and I will not speak about the Palma Verde incident anymore.
Fine, but the video does show the army making arrests.
Have you verified everything in this video is real?
This is not the only video out there. One video shows a cartoonist who satirized many of your policies, describing how he was beaten after being arrested and then dumped in an alley by your soldiers.
Again, I mean more than just hearsay. Like I said before, the army doesn't make arrests, the police do. You see what the issue is with word of mouth?
A filmmaker who was producing a documentary about corruption in several institutions of the state was
You can keep telling me these tales, but until I see some actual proof, I won't comment. So move on.
No, you don't see the pattern here? There seems to be a war on the 4th estate in your country.
It may look like that to the uneducated.
Come again?
To the misinformed. Next question.
With all due respect, Mr. President, I am the one who asks the questions and decides when enough is enough. You've done that quite a few times tonight, and I find it rather rude.
I find it rude that since you sat down, I've been accused of voter fraud, corruption, and murder.
Not accusing, just inquiring. Mr. President, you seem to have cut Nina Atlanta off from the rest of the world. Last year, you denied the United Nations entry into your country. Why deny them entry?
Nina, Atlanta is recovering from a decade-long civil war. We do not need foreigners coming in and confusing the people.
Are you really telling me that the reason you did not let the United Nations into your country was because you were afraid that people wouldn't know who was in charge? Is that really what you just said?
You're taking what I said out of context. I just want to give my people time to heal before we open our door to outsiders. This actually makes me wonder how you got into the country.
Oh, ask your press secretary.
I don't think he's aware that you were fired from the communique.
Very informed, I see. I work for another place now. Mr. President, do you or did you ever own property in Haron?
Aron? No.
So you did not own a beachfront property that you would visit every other weekend?
No.
A dark gray 2-story house with just inside the marina with a basement that could be described as prison-like?
No.
¡Que me largas, perra! Si no te vas ahorita, mis hombres te van a arrastrar de aquí.
I was wondering how long it was going to take for her to kick you out. How did it go?
Good, good. Real good. Cut a little bit short, but you know, we need to pack everything up.
Good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I uploaded all my interviews and files onto this flash drive. Isa, this is my life's work. Please be careful with it.
Why aren't you moving? We gotta get going.
I'm not going.
What?
I can't go.
You have to go. You have to come with me. This is the key. But it's not enough. I need you to tell your story. The world has to know what's going on here.
I can't. I said, at the end of the day, this is my country and these are my people. Look, I know what I'm doing. Please just tell the truth about this country.
This isn't the end. This is the start of something.
I know. Isa,
Yeah?
I beg of you, please do something about your hands.
I'll try. Someday this all will end.
Like a circle and a spiral, like